Good morning, Michelle Saxman here, and ready to share with you some time with Jesus Calling by Sarah Young on August the 26th. A short reading, but really quite power packed. Trust me in the midst of a messy day, and I like to say messed up, blessed up. The more challenging circumstances seem to be, and we were reminded many, many months ago that failure and defeat and all these sort of earthly circumstances that lead us to not feeling so great are opportunities for growth. And so when we can begin to take a look at these circumstances, not from the place of overwhelming and suppressing us, but actually as opportunities for growth. It says we live in this temporal world, to be in this world, but not of this world. And when I think of that, of this world is our source of energy. Are we plugged into the culture for our source of energy, or are we plugged into the kingdom for our source of energy? And again, it is this familiar neurochemistry of chaos and maintaining order and control. That is our human default mechanism. Our setting is we want to kind of control these circumstances. But he says, remember the peace, that inner peace that is already within you is tied, tethered, rooted, and grounded in my peace and in eternity. So that piece of us, P-I-E, that small piece of us that is made in his image and likeness, that spiritual part of us is already fully tethered to his peace. And I will also say his wisdom. He says, seek my face and I will share with you my mind, a different perspective. So when we think, if we just continue facing the circumstance, you guys, the solution is not going to come from staring at the problem. We need to step away from the problem, step away from the circumstance, tune in, tap into that inner peace, take those deep diaphragmatic breaths, capture his peace and his perspective. So do not let your heart be troubled. This one was kind of fun for me because it feels like a lot of body parts were involved with this. It is in our innermost being, our heart, our eyes. But he's telling us to relax. There are so many overwhelming circumstances, but none of that can touch his peace. And this is building that trust muscle and that return to muscle, acknowledging that our ship is anchored directly to his source. And so we're just going to drift, but we're going to come right back to his center. So the readings for today, I have told, the first reading is John chapter 16, verse 33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. You guys acknowledging that what is the headline of today's news is not what our Heavenly Father has planned for us. So kind of acknowledging that we need to unplug from that familiar source and the desire to control and tap in, tune in, plug into his source of peace. We are guaranteed trouble in this fallen, fractured planet, but he has overcome the world. The next reading is Psalm chapter 105, verse 4. Look to the Lord and his strength. Seek his face always. When I read this one, it's also when we look to the Lord from a place of peace and confidence and trust, or are we looking to the Lord from a place of fear, desperately striving? I thought that was in this reading today, feeling stressed. When we allow our body to feel stressed and striving. And he says, when you feel that coming on, take a couple of deep breaths, tap into my peace, and I will share with you my mind. And then the final reading for today is John chapter 14, verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. So the culture is going to be troubled and fear-based, and he says, my peace. And even in our human form, what we fathom as peace and calm, his presence absolutely exceeds all of that. So we have an opportunity to acknowledge the brain train of the culture leading us toward fear and doubt. Do not be shaken by what is going on around you. He is our source of peace. He is our anchor. Choose the conductor of the brain train. And if you need to, return to the station, get on a new train, find a new conductor, and acknowledge that we are the source of inner peace. It is already within us. So y'all have a super blessed day. Stay connected to the vine. Protect your thought life. Know your source. Know who you are. Know whose you are. Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.